not what we fought for, not what we voted for, but hear me when I say, the light of America's promise will always burn bright. As long as we never give up, and as long as we keep fighting. To my beloved Doug and our family, I love you so very much. To President Biden and Dr. Biden, thank you for your faith and support. To Governor Walz and the Walz family, I know your service to our nation will continue. And to my extraordinary team, to the volunteers who gave so much of themselves, to the poll workers and the local election officials, I thank you all. Look, I am so proud of the race we ran and the way we ran it. Over the 107 days of this campaign, we have been intentional about building community and building coalitions, bringing people together from every walk of life and background, united by love of country, with enthusiasm and joy in our fight for America's future. And we did it with the knowledge that we all have so much more in common than what separates us. Now, I know folks are feeling and experiencing a range of emotions right now. I get it. But we must accept the results of this election.
I hear you go crazy.
Earlier today, I spoke with President-elect Trump and congratulated him on his victory. I also told him that we will help him and his team with their transition. And that we will engage in a peaceful transfer of power.
Better pack her bags. I'm not gonna lie. I think he said he's firing her. I don't know about all that.
A fundamental principle of American democracy is that when we lose an election, we accept the results. That principle, as much as any other, distinguishes democracy from monarchy or tyranny. And anyone who seeks the public trust must honor it. At the same time, in our nation, we owe loyalty not to a president or a party, but to the Constitution of the United States. And loyalty to our conscience and to our God. My allegiance to all three is why I am here to say, while I concede this election, I do not concede the fight that fueled this campaign.
I don't get why people want to vote Biden again. That's basically what you were doing.
For opportunity, for fairness, and the dignity of all people. A fight for the ideals at the heart of our nation. The ideals that reflect America at our best. That is a fight I will never give up. I will never give up the fight for a future where Americans can pursue their dreams, ambitions, and aspirations, where the women of America have the freedom to make decisions about their own body and not have their government telling them what to do. We will never give up the fight to protect our schools and our streets from gun violence. And America, we will never give up the fight for our democracy for the rule of law, for equal justice, and for the sacred idea that every one of us, no matter who we are or where we start out, has certain fundamental rights and freedoms that must be respected and upheld.
She had mad duties and she never did them.
And we will continue to wage this fight in the voting booth, in the courts, and in the public square. And we will also wage it in quieter ways, in how we live our lives, by treating one another with kindness and respect, by looking in the face of a stranger and seeing a neighbor, by always using our strength to lift people up, to fight
Facts. All
for
facts.
the dignity that
You're
all
right, go
people
crazy.
deserve. The fight for our freedom will take hard work, but like I always say, we like hard work. Hard work is good work. Hard work can be joyful work. And the fight for our country is always worth it. It is always worth it. To the young people who are watching, it is... To the young people who are watching, it is okay to feel sad and disappointed, but please know it's going to be okay. On the campaign, I would often say, when we fight, we win. But here's the thing. Sometimes the fight takes a while. That doesn't mean we won't win. That doesn't mean we won't win. The important thing is don't ever give up. Don't ever give up. Don't ever stop trying to make the world a better place. You have power. You have power. And don't you ever listen when anyone tells you something is impossible because it has never been done before.
Fine.
You have the capacity to do extraordinary good in the world. And so to everyone who is watching, do not despair. This is not a time to throw up our hands. This is a time to roll up our sleeves. This is a time to organize, to mobilize, and to stay engaged.
Every rapper endorsed her and it didn't work.
For the sake of freedom and justice.
There's more minorities than white people in our country now, so there ain't no excuse no more.
Look, many of you know, I started out as a prosecutor, and throughout my career, I saw people at some of the worst times in their lives.
And she was a prosecutor.
People who had suffered great harm and great pain. And yet found within themselves the strength and the courage and the resolve to take the stand, to take a stand, to fight for justice, to fight for themselves, to fight for others. So let their courage be our inspiration. Let their determination be our charge. And I'll close with this. There's an adage an historian once called a law of history, true of every society across the ages. The adage is, only when it is dark enough can you see the stars. I know many people feel like we are entering a dark time.
Bitch be saying anything.
But for the benefit of us all, I hope that is not the case. But here's the thing, America, if it is, let us fill the sky with the light of a brilliant, brilliant billion of stars. the light of optimism, of faith, of truth, and service.
Yo. Wait, a Jew? Is that?
And may that work guide us, even in the face of setbacks, toward the extraordinary promise of the United States of America. I thank you all. May God bless you, and may God bless the United States of America. I thank you all.
Vice President Kamala Harris at Howard University, likely the most difficult speech of her career, saying my heart is full of gratitude, full of love for our country, full of resolve. She said the outcome of the election is not what we thought for.
Doesn't sound like she's running in the next 4 years.
She said the light of America's promise will always burn bright as long as we never give up fighting. She talked about reaching out.
Well, she doesn't know yet. She's been fired. At least in January, she's definitely fired. Gonna have to find a new job. Maybe go back to the McDonald's that she said she worked at, that she didn't work at. I don't know why y'all crying in the crowd. Y'all woke up today, right? It's the same laws in place, right? I'm just saying, it don't make no sense. The same laws before Trump and after Trump are still in place. Stop blaming him when Joe Biden or Kamala could have changed that at the time. She didn't. Obviously didn't. She's doing nothing. She's still in the office, by the way. Tell her to make some change within these 70 days that she's still there. I'm just saying, like, this doesn't make sense to me. Like, you know what I mean? All Kamala had to do to get my vote was to show me a preview. Show me a preview of what you were going to do. That's all she had to do. Literally, just show me a preview. You're already in the office. Show me a preview of what you could have done. She didn't show me nothing. She don't got no fucking policies in place. Y'all listen to bullshit that the news tells you. She has nothing in place. She had many duties that she did not show up to. She's never even been to the border. That should tell you one thing. And I don't think you guys understand that. Y'all think it's racist to not let people in our country. We want to let people in our country the right way. It was a record-breaking amount of people who came in our country in the past year that never have ever in a lifetime. And that's why there's going to be a record-breaking deportation happening when Trump is in office. And that's the only reason it's record-breaking, because there's too many. We need America, great again, obviously. You know what I'm saying? It's going to take a long time. It's going to take more than the Trump to do it. It's going to take many years. So stop crying. Stop being a hoe. Worried about a fucking abortion when it's the same laws in place. I've had many fucking abortions under Trump, I'll tell you that. So I don't know what y'all talking about. So yeah, get to it, man. Stop crying. Get up. Work hard. If she was president, she wasn't going to make you no money. She wasn't going to do nothing for you. Republican or Democrat, they both for themselves. You got to understand. It ain't for the rich and ain't for the poor. I don't know what y'all be talking about these days. It's literally red versus blue. It's just colors at this point. It's literally all it is. It's just colors. Nobody's for the rich and nobody's for the poor. If anybody's for the poor, I would say it is Donald Trump, to tell you the truth. He's the only one that... Did she go to the Bronx? Did she go to the hoods? She knocked on the suburban doors. Because she knew that if she knocked on the hood doors, they wasn't fucking with her. That's simple, man. I don't know where do you guys get this information from? Stop getting it from the news, who's anti-Trump, which her whole fucking thing of her running for president was just anti-Trump speeches instead of telling us what you're going to do next. You should have done better. You had 100 days. You wasted it. You wasted $40 million on spending it on concerts. I seen that today. You spent $40 million on concerts when you should have spent it on actually showing us you're going to do something in the world. You're going to make some change. That's simple, guys. Stop being stupid. Wake up. Read a book. You know what I'm saying? Talking about the most people who voted for her were college educated. Just because you got a college degree does not make you smart. I promise you that. I know many people with college degrees who ain't doing shit with that degree. So how does that make you any type of smart if you never got the job and you're nowhere at and you're not making no more money than the person who dropped out of high school? Shut up. Go get a life, get to work. Roll up your sleeves, like she said, and get to work. Have a good one, man. That's all I gotta say on that. I'm gonna keep going for days. But yeah, thank you. Go crazy. You already know. Be bullshitting.